specialist in hypnosis, past life regressions, and today we're going to talk about all that she does.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. No, William and I, we do a course as well. So we help people to essentially get in touch with their own selves. We help them to connect with past loved ones and as well their angels and so on. And we also teach them within the course how to let go of their own past baggage, which is really an essential thing because we perpetuate our lives, we perpetuate our patterns by an emotional connection that we hang on to. And so it is really important that we recognize that and then release it. So that's another aspect that we do. And then once we're able to recognize what our patterns are, where we repeat ourselves in order to release it, then we can put in what we want new. And so that's the other aspect of what we do in the course. So now we can create what we want new.
Nice. That's wonderful.
Yes.
And do the students sign up online only, or how do you guys maintain the class?
So yeah, we mainly online. So YouTube, we have a channel, and so there's lots that goes on there. And then that's where people hear about us. And then they just go to William's website and then sign up there.
Awesome.
Yes.
Clearing the karma, and so
Yeah.
how can one actually go ahead and just clear it out and just say, I've had enough, I want to go ahead?
It's a really great question. So karma essentially is what William was referring to earlier. It's energy, right? So birds of a feather. So wherever it is that we are vibrating, we attract that energy to us. So if we had a situation that happened to us in our lives or another life, whatever that situation was, if it had an impact on our life, then we're going to hold a resonance of that energy within our system. And so we will continue to attract it. And in the big scheme of it, as he was talking about ascension, is to bring ourselves back to our purest state. So we need to release it. So ultimately, the key thing, it's really simple, yet very difficult, is to let it go. You can clear your karma, all your karma, everything, if you do not have an emotional attachment to it. So whenever anything comes up for you that affects you on a negative emotional way, in any way, and if you go into your heart, as you were referencing earlier, and you go into your heart and you give it love, you are essentially clearing your karma. When you get hooked, if somebody says something that upsets you, you are doing that thing. It doesn't matter what it is. So when someone says something that affects you, that's because it's part of something that is within you. Someone could do something that's really, really mean, but that's a reflection of what's in them. Happy people don't hurt people, right? Hurt people. So when we are able to recognize, and that's again what we teach in the course, when we're able to recognize our hooks, the things that keep us going around and around, and we don't even recognize that we are on that treadmill, but we are. And when we catch ourselves, complaining or saying things or even just commenting on something negative, when we comment on something negative, we actually feed it energy, and we actually perpetuate that energy as well. So as an example as well, if for us to even look at somewhere in the world that is in crisis, or maybe people are starving, and we were to feed that energy and say, oh, those poor people, they're starving, which you think is compassionate, which it is, at the same time, we're perpetuating that energy. Where in truth, if we turn that around and send it love and see them as being fed and see them as having water. And it's the same thing that we need to learn to do for ourselves and those around us to every extent within our own family. If someone is hurting, see them whole and well. You know, if someone is suffering of an ailment, if we project onto that ailment more of it, we are giving it that vibration where we can aid people by just extending out love.
Amazing. Well, that's a pretty good way to explain it. So send love to all problem that is unresolved. And so you could move forward and the love energy just kind of resolve it for you.
Well, essentially that is what ascension is. Ascension is that we are coming back to love. Because that is our pure state. That is our pure form. That is who and what we truly are.
Yeah. Transitioning from the male energy, is that correct?
I don't know if I would say it like that so much as that we are definitely, the two are coming together. So whereby the male energy might have been a dominant force, more males are feeling their feminine self. But it is a yin and yang, and it is all of us are becoming, women are becoming stronger, and men are becoming more sensitive. So it's not that we're just coming in the feminine form, but the two are marrying and becoming more evident.
What are some of the process if someone wants to do hypnosis that they have to take to approach you and or to go through the process?
Okay. So what I do is called quantum healing hypnosis therapy. And essentially what it is I do a past life regression, and the higher self, that person's individual higher self always will bring them to a life that is at this time affecting them. So something that they need to resolve, and it will bring them to that life so they can experience it. And there's always emotion because we'll always bring them through to the death. It always ends in the death. So they get to witness, 4 different times that are important in that life. And again, it's reflective of what is happening in their life now. Essentially, what it is it's a wonderful opportunity for people who haven't had these experiences and they don't know. And we as humans, we're very connected to our form. We do really feel that we are our body and we are our mind. And we might have heard the expression that we're not our body and we're not our mind. But when you have that experience, that visceral experience of going through this past life regression, you really have that opportunity to really see, oh my Lord, this is not me. This is just a form that I've taken on in this life. And there are, I've had other ones, many others. Most of us have. Yet at this time, there are a lot of people that are being born that haven't had lives on this planet at this time. But so what happens is I will take them through a past life regression like that, and then I ask to speak to their higher self. And this is where it gets really interesting, because the person's higher self speaks through, and the person will come in with questions, and they know everything.
The higher you need to have a specialist in order to contact this.
You need someone that has training. Yes, absolutely.
Because every time I try it, I fall asleep at home. So I'm like, I'm
yeah,
not doing it right.
you can't. Yeah, and you can't hypnotize yourself in order to have your higher self speak. No. No.
How would we reach you if we need some service?
Well, my website is actually just being developed, so I would say please reach me through WilliamMichaelForbes.com. Yeah.
Well, thank you again so much, guys. Do you have any questions for Miss Norma here? About past life?
Yes.
For someone that's going through awakening, what are some of the things that you should look out for to maintain, the level of fruition for yourself? Make sure that you don't regret, fall back, or you don't stray personally.
That's a really great question. So once as you grow, you don't go back. You just don't grow back. But the most important thing is to be coming from love. So all of us, we operate from either our mind or we operate from our heart. We could be in a situation whereby we would act completely different if we're operating from our mind or from our heart. And that is what awakening is, and essentially is recognizing how our thoughts and what it is that we do impact the world and impact everybody else, and therefore ourselves. So it is about trying to be present by being conscious always and coming from your heart. What would love say? What would love do? And this starts with self. You know, for everyone here, I would say, do this little practice where you get up in the morning and when you go to the bathroom, you stop and you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I love you. And look at yourself in the eyes and say, I really love you. And see how that feels. And continue this practice whenever you're around a mirror. You might just, gotcha. And right there, I just felt, whoo, happen in my heart. And once we start really, truly loving ourselves, as I said, happy people don't hurt people. This world is going to be a different place.
Well, thank you so much, Norma. I really appreciate you.
Yes.
Yes, go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
I have a question about knowledge. At what extent should you seek out knowledge from within, or with the awakening, being awakened, would that be a process with literature?
I would say it's definitely twofold. There is a lot of information out there, and I think that it starts with going within. So it starts with questioning yourself, and our inner knowledge is there. We know. I mean, everybody has had experiences. Gut. I mean, it's a word. You know, trust your gut. And what is that? Is it something you ate? We all have this innate knowing within us, because that's our innate state of being. Again, we don't die. So, and then when we're in the other form, we don't communicate through voice. So we're always connected. And it's about not dispelling it, but being connected within self and listening to what your body says. William said that earlier. You know, our heart chakra will vibrate if you say to it, something that you know is false, and you make that statement and just tune into it. It will show you that's wrong. You know, if I say I'm an elephant, I can tune in and right away I know that's not true. So to that point, just going within is the number one thing. But you need to also just follow whatever path takes you. So if you are attracted to a certain video, certain books, and so on, as long as it's high vibrational, then absolutely follow it. So it's one session. You could come back and do it again, and then it will bring you through different lives and so on. And you can do multiple lives in one session, but typically we would do one. And its preparation is basically thinking about your life, thinking about what you want to know, things that maybe happened in your life, things within your family system, or something that happened with you, those things that you just wanted to know the answer to, that you never had the answer. You prepare yourself with those questions, but essentially that's it.
Question, Kristen?
Again, right now I'm just developing my website, so that would be the best way to contact me, through William. Oh yes, So yes, YouTube as well. It's William Michael Forbes. So the type of hypnosis that I do is exactly that. It's called quantum healing. And so when you speak, when I speak with the higher self, and that's another aspect, is if there's any you can heal. Sometimes if it's karmic, where the person hasn't yet learned. And that's so funny because the higher selves normally always say, I'm telling them all the time and they just don't listen. I should do this, I should do that, but I don't feel like it. No, you hear, we all hear, but we don't listen. We don't follow through.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Question.
Just one quick question. I'm wondering if you can respond to human response, what have you thinking of like animal?
Absolutely. Yep. Any other form, trees, even
Yeah.
plant life, absolutely. And a lot of people, I've heard it in different ways that people think that, you know, we grow up to being human and then we don't regress, and that's not true either. It's essentially what you as a soul individual want to experience.
All the farmers are simple because they
I've had people that were human that have gone to rock. So not necessarily like stay there but it's just consciousness, and consciousness can experience form in any form. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.